6 Reasons Buddhists Do Not Believe in Gods. In the serene garden of teachings that the Buddha has left behind, the question of belief in God does not take center stage as it might in other spiritual traditions. Instead, the focus is on the inner cultivation through understanding, morality, and meditation. This is reflected in the discourse on why Buddhists may not specifically uphold the concept of a supreme God. Here, we explore this perspective with the mindful clarity advocated by the Buddha. 1. Origin and teachings of the Buddha. Buddhism is based on the teachings of Siddhartha Gautama, known as the Buddha, who lived in the 5th to 4th century BCE in what is now Nepal and India. The Buddha primarily taught about human suffering, its causes, and the ways to overcome it. His teachings, known as the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, largely focus on understanding the mind and reality, ethical conduct, and the development of wisdom and compassion. The Buddha did not deny the existence of gods, but he emphasized that gods are also subject to karma and rebirth, and are not creators or ultimate arbiters of human fate. 2. The principle of dependent origination. At the heart of Buddhist philosophy is the principle of dependent origination, which posits that all phenomena arise, persist, and cease through the interdependence of various conditions. This doctrine explains the universe and the cycle of birth and death without recourse to a supreme creator, because everything is seen as transient and conditionally arisen, including the gods themselves. It underscores a universe governed by natural laws and conditions, not by the dictates of a divine being. This understanding encourages focusing on and navigating the web of causality, rather than seeking the favor or interventions of a deity. 3. The impermanence and non-self of all existences. Central to Buddhism is the teaching of anicca, impermanence, and anatta, non-self. All conditioned phenomena, including gods and celestial beings, are subject to change and devoid of a permanent, unchanging essence. This transient and insubstantial nature of existence includes any conception of a god as being impermanent and subject to the same universal laws of change. Thus, the eternal, immutable God of other faiths does not fit within the framework of Buddhist teaching. 4. Emphasis on self-reliance in the path to enlightenment. Buddhism teaches that enlightenment and liberation from suffering are achieved through one's own efforts in understanding, ethical conduct, and meditation. This path is detailed in the Noble Eightfold Path, which guides individuals toward realizing the true nature of phenomena and the cessation of suffering. The journey to enlightenment is, therefore, a personal endeavor, an internal transformation that does not rely on the authority of a god or external divine salvation. This self-reliant path focuses on individual spiritual development through practices such as meditation and mindfulness. 5. Liberation as the ultimate goal. The ultimate aim of Buddhism is the attainment of nibbana, nirvana, a state beyond all suffering, achieved through the extinction of desire, aversion, and delusion. The pursuit of this state involves a profound understanding of the mind and reality, transcending all worldly or divine conceptions. The cessation of suffering and the cycle of rebirth, the attainment of nirvana, is a personal journey that depends on one's actions, karma, rather than on divine grace or intervention. 6. The focus on direct experience and empirical inquiry. Buddhism places great emphasis on personal experience and the empirical investigation of reality. The Buddha encouraged his followers to not blindly accept any doctrine, but rather to test the teachings through practice and observe their effects. This approach is encapsulated in the Kalama Sutta, where the Buddha advises against following traditions merely because they are handed down from past generations or because of religious authority. Thus, the existence of a supreme God does not form a core part of Buddhist practice. In sum, while Buddhism acknowledges the existence of deities and spiritual beings, they are seen as part of the conditioned and impermanent samsaric world that practitioners aim to transcend. Thus, the belief in a supreme God is neither affirmed nor denied, but is regarded as not essential to the Buddhist path of practice, which aims at direct understanding, ethical living, mental development, and ultimately, liberation. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Wishing you good health and happiness every day.